Check it out, yeah. I can't get me cold, bro. Thinking John Wayne. I bought him like I'm J. Cole. I've been telling you good before I even know. Don't tell me that you Myra if you ain't been involved. Gotta throw a party for my day one. They ain't in the studio, they'll play some. Rest in peace to Drama King. We was straight son. You don't like the way I talk. Say something. Gotta throw a party for my day one. Put a baby on the
I can hear him all the time.
You don't like the way I talk. Say something.
Let's do this. Let's replace me.
Gotta throw a party for my day one. They ain't in the studio, but they'll lay some. Rest in peace, Drama King.
Take me out there, put that there, and put that in here. Keep the hearing one in.
Try him there?
Yeah. No. Well, that's gonna work. I'm just gonna put them all in this.
I like your skin, love it, push it, home, when I'm stepping in, talking about don't sit on me, I had to bring it on, I'm a gangster, but I like the party,
Hold on, Jeff.
don't retarded, I'm a rookie, I'm cold hard, that's why I leave back in, like Riri, every time she sees me, she wanna leave me, I saw like this deep, please believe me, I said why, I'm on the TV, I can't be broke, they be creepy, she be acting up, she always tryna leave me, but she a bad girl, but she freaky, I have her hanging up like she knew me, I never hit her more than she baby leeches, well, good, it tastes like peaches, but she can have it, I don't need it, I'd rather have my money green like king, I don't think if they be capping.
Way to lift this up. Just gonna turn the music down.
So you might video killing nobody with page. You know which boy gets
If I take it out, you can't hear it.
You don't third on beat. I put it in for you, I spin for you. What let you fit on it? How you gon' cost me? Keep that rockin', which I got you niggas did. I've been multi-talented, rapping, being a dancer, my legit. I've been standing on fences, spinning, telling dealers. I do all the smack, he never stuff the help with none of these kids. You gon' lie to me, I watch when I catch him whack in front of witness. Watch you trippin', we could've been superstars. Remember when we was checking cars? Nah, say switch like a trip. My trippin', we could've been superstars. Now I'm reminiscing.
my friend in the with on top. I can be sober, I drive it high. Can be so serpent and glitter and black. Blinded and special like Burger and Clyde. Don't want me, baby, I can use a vibe. She don't think that burger, she cannot decide. The ladies just take it, she goes to surprise. She call me lady, her pretty, her ride. Picking her back while I'm gripping her side. You can make back, this ain't regular size. Really flopping that pillar go by. She ain't see nothing.
Sports fans, welcome to the season opener at Crater High School as the Mazama Vikings visit the Crater Commons. Please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And now, let's visit the starting lineup. First, for the Mazama Vikings.
All right, then we better go back to where we got it, I guess, huh?
A sophomore, number 4, Kai Hunt. A senior guard, number 2, Trevor Anderson.
I don't need to talk, so I'm good.
A senior forward, number 12, Nathan Baker. A senior forward, number 24, Tyler Aguiar. And a senior center, number 33, Bryce Worrell.
You guys hear now? I can't hear you.
And now, the starting lineup for your Crater Commons. A 6-foot junior guard, number 4, Ashton Avery. A 6'3" junior guard, number 22, Ty Glenn. A 6'6" senior, number 32, Hunter Schwake. A 6'4" junior, number 33, Joshua Rucker.
too. You know how it is.
That's fine.
Mine's not as professional though.
Sports. One little problem with the audio. Hopefully, we got it figured out. Can't hear. That's okay. Don't worry about me.
On the MacBook Pro, so we want to go to here.
Okay. We didn't do that yet. Right now.
Burrell up and in for two here, an early lead for the guests, and the Vikings up 6-4 here. 5:40 left in the first quarter. Acree goes hard off the back iron. Rebound by Rucker, brought back down by the Vikings. It sounds like we may have our audio fixed now. I'm getting some intel out there from the big wide world. Thank you for those giving us feedback. Again, Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster, Damian Idiart here, coming to you from Crater High School. A non-league contest tonight. The Mazama Vikings at 4A level school, Skyline Conference, making a trip over the hill to take on the Crater Comets here in the new year. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year to you too, Jeff. Good to be back here with you and Damian at the Crater High School Gymnasium. As we were talking a little bit about it earlier, it's been a while since the gymnasium has been available to Crater High School. The fall sports, Crater girls volleyball had to play at Scenic Middle School, so this gym really hasn't been used since last spring. So first home game, and the court's available for these Crater Comets.
Again, we're just 3 minutes in here to the first quarter. Apologize for the audio. We know that you had some good video so you could see the action. 6-4 in favor of the Vikings here. Nice up and under by, that's number 33. That's Bryce Worrell, a senior.
Bryce Worrell is doing most of the damage. He's got 6 of the Vikings' 8 points so far in this quarter. Josh Rucker with another nice offensive rebound. He got a couple of looks at it with offensive rebounds on the last time, but couldn't quite knock it down until this one.
Rucker, junior, stands 6'2", the post for the Comets. Comets come in at 8-3. Got a new coach, Jason.
New coach in Brian Scott. Although he's a new coach for this varsity Crater team, Jeff, he is no stranger to Crater High School basketball. He was a longtime assistant coach to Dave Hurd when he was coaching the girls varsity. So, and Brian Scott also worked with JV and freshman boys here at Crater High School for the last several years. So, should be a seamless transition for Coach Scott to step into that role.
Absolutely. Comets coming off a great year last year. We'll talk more about that as this game goes on. State playoff run several of the past years. Couple different coaches for the Comets. Substitutions coming in for the Comets. That's number 11. That's Ben Higginson, a sophomore at 6'1", as well as Kyle Biddle wearing 15, also a sophomore at 6'3".
Those are a couple of familiar last names for Crater Comets fans, Jeff. Ben Higginson was the starting quarterback for Crater's high school football team this last year. And then Kyle Biddle, of course, younger brother of Nathan Biddle, currently playing for the Oregon Ducks.
DeLynn, long shot, straight on, up the back iron. Higginson can't track it down. 10-6 here in favor of the Vikings. A nice start for Coach Ryan Millsap and the 4A school from the Skyline Conference. They've seen their changes this year as well. They've lost a school in North Valley who's gone down to the 3A level now, and that just leaves 5 teams now on the Skyline. And too much hands are going to be the call there on Higginson. It's tough to make that transition from football to basketball at times.
It can be at times, although, Jeff, I've always liked having football players on the basketball court, specifically for their defense, their hustle, their rebounding. Those football players don't mind doing some of the dirty work that doesn't show up in the stat book in basketball. And so I think Ben's a valuable part of this team, and I think his value is going to show throughout the season.
Point guard Marcus Idiard gets a breather. He's substituted by Cooper Hopkins, a senior at 5'10", wearing the most popular number in basketball history at 23.
Indeed.
Vikings work it inside. Shot taken by number 10. That's Nathan Baker.
The Comets throwing a little bit of a zone defense at the Mazama Vikings on that last possession, and I think Coach Scott's trying to see if he can avoid Mazama getting those easy buckets inside like they had done on the last several possessions, Jeff, as DeLynn tries to work the ball around.
Vikings are also, though, they're in a man-to-man. There's DeLynn now with his left hand. He drives into the middle. Too much grabbing as well. I think that's going to be a hands foul on 24. We'll see here as he comes. Nope, on number 12. That's Nathan Baker, his first, the senior.
Entering the game, number 3, Diego Moya.
Into the game, number 3, Diego Moya, also a senior. And a respite there for number 4. We do not have him in the program. We'll try to get his name up and out for Higginson, but back up and in for Kyle Biddle.
Good work from both Biddle and Higginson on that possession, Jeff, to get those extra shots.
Ball tipped away by Acree into the hands of DeLynn. A nice forward pass to Acree. Goes up with the left hand, blocked big time by Tyler Aguilera.
Aguilera just climbed the ladder for that, and nobody spotted him on the other end. He ran coast to coast, Jeff. That was real miscommunication on behalf of the Comets to miss him on the other end.
We're going to go with Aguirre as his last name, Tyler Aguirre.
All right, it's settled then.
Done.
Aguirre it is.
Again, we had some audio problems earlier on. We're glad that you're with us here on Table Rock Sports. Crew of myself included with Jason Brewster, who had last year off.
Yeah, I took a sabbatical, Jeff. Traveled the world, wrote my memoirs, and I'm back. It's great to be back. I love that you didn't replace me with Damien, but rather added me to the team on my way back. So excited to be back here with you and Damien this year.
Ball is blocked by the Vikings as Higginson had an open 3. We're glad to have Damien with us as well. He's to my left, you're to my right. We'll get a headset here on Damien as soon as we can get all this audio wires figured out.
It's early in the season for the Comets. It's early in the season for the Table Rock Sports team right now, Jeff. But I think we'll all be hitting mid-season stride soon.
Hunter Schweck into the game, is 6'5" senior, wearing number 32. Delin over to Acree. The lefty works way right, passes it to Biddle on the right-hand side. Vikings in a man into Rucker, uses his body against Diego Moya.
Jeff, I think you're going to find there's a lot to like about Josh Rucker. He is a blue-collar guy. He loves doing the dirty work inside. He's strong. He's got a good nose for the ball, and he's relentless. And that's the kind of thing you see just on that last possession. You know, he's not going to jump over players, but he doesn't mind using his body and creating space and getting those shots, and he just keeps working.
He does. And he may be in line. We'll see how the season goes for all league, all hair.
Indeed. He's got my vote so far, but of course we got to make it up to Eugene and see what Thurston usually has something to throw at us.
You never know what you're going to get up in Eugene, but several of these Comets got some of the flow going in Biddle and Schwank, and then also in Rucker. So,
well, you know that. It's kind of a baseball cut, right? And Schwank, I believe, is quite a baseball player. And you know, you see those baseball players; they like that business in front, party in the back kind of look.
Absolutely, takes me back to the late '80s.
Sure. Yeah, the boys of summer, right?
Yeah. Speaking of that, I went down to Great Clips yesterday.
Always a roll of the dice. Mm-hmm. And
up and in, number 33. That's Bryce Worrell. A nice first quarter for Bryce. 13-10, favor of the Vikings here. A minute 30 left. First quarter. Nice crowd on hand. Great student section. Looked like they tried to do a whiteout tonight.
Yeah, indeed. Tonight is whiteout night. And the crowd played along. The student body section played along.
Worrell up and in for his second.
He's got 10 points already in this quarter, Worrell does.
Idiart back in, the left-handed point guard for the Comets. Here's Delin, works his way to the left, has it tapped out, but a foul on number 1, Nika Shouta Pelletier on the foul.
So I'm hearing from the announcer, Pelletier. Oh, and he gave us another one, Aguiar. Schwank with the walk. But again, you know, there's been some offensive rebounds from the Comets, and you know I love the offensive rebounds, Jeff. I think that's the stat line that's going to show the winner at the end of the game most of the time. Although the Comets have struggled with putting the ball back in the hole, they have been getting those offensive boards, and I think that's a positive to see.
Moya over to Hubble. Hubble now crosses half court. He gets it back to Moya on the right side, kisses it off the glass, up and in for 2. 16-10. Nice quarter for the Vikings.
Yeah, it's a very nice quarter for the Vikings with an overall record of 2-6. They have to like where they stand in the first quarter here at Crater High School.
Here's Delin. Gets his man in the air and drives. He's blocked by number 12. Going to be a foul on Nathan Baker.
This first quarter is turning into a Mazama Vikings block party, Jeff. We've seen a couple of kind of high-flying blocks. That one got called for the foul, but these Vikings are not opposed to contesting shots. Delin, a pure shooter. And when he gets heated up from outside, he's within range once he steps in the court.
Delin, a junior, stands 6'3". It's our first look at these boys from last year. That's grown, both in mass and in height.
Indeed.
Glad to hear their mothers or grandparents, families, friends, neighbors are feeding them well. Acree now into the game, as well as Ben Higginson into the game. Delin and Rucker will have a seat. Also into the game, number 24, Tyler Aguiar is what I'm hearing from the announcer. Okay.
And that's our announcer, Spencer Higginson, Ben Higginson's dad. And Spencer's usually really good about checking with the coaches about pronunciation before the game, so I'm going to trust him.
Bubble is picked up by Ben Higginson. Ball to the corner, number 2, up and out. That's Trevor Anderson. Boarded by the Comets, they look to push with 13 seconds left. Into traffic goes Acree, and he'll go to the free throw line with 10 seconds left here, first quarter.
Good heads-up pass from Ben Higginson, Jeff. Again, showing a little bit of that quarterback vision, looking up the court. Acree streaking up the right side, and Higginson caught him in stride.
Acree, the lefty, up and in. Saw plenty of action last year as a sophomore.
You see the Cooper Hopkins substitution there, Jeff. Cooper, he's kind of a defensive specialist. As you saw right there, he kind of caused that turnover. He's got very quick feet, and he anticipates the pass really well also. So just to prove that he's a defensive specialist, he causes the turnover and immediately gets substituted back out for his trouble.
He definitely knows his role. Into the backcourt here to Acree now. 6 seconds. Dehlin drives baseline. Goes up with his left. Rebounded by Biddle. Too hard. Into the hands of Higginson. Gets it off and off the back iron. And that'll do it for the first quarter on the John L. Scott scoreboard. It reads the Mazama Vikings 16, the Crater Comets 13. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsor.
Ready?
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
Don't know.
We're welcome back here to Crater High School. Newly remodeled. You can't tell on the inside. There's some new padding behind the hoops, but a lot of the work is in the infrastructure, I'm told. Some earthquaking stabilizations of the building. All new locker rooms down below. Much needed, I can tell you that. And then, Jason, we've got a new HVAC system on the roof.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah.
I've gotten so used to sweltering up in our box up there, Jeff, that I don't know what I'm going to do with myself once it starts getting hot. Of course, we're up here usually during winter sports anyway.
There have been a few days where it's been very, very hot in here. But tonight we're broadcasting from mid-court, just above the scorer's table. But in the future, we're up in the booth. We love that. It sits kitty corner there from the hoop, and we got a great view up there, and we'll be up there for the rest of the home games as the season moves along. Acree with a drive right off the bat, and finds himself at the free throw line now, his second, up and in, as he is now starting to get his feel for his shot at the free throw line.
Coach Scott likes this three-quarter court pressure, Jeff, and it's been kind of feast or famine for the Comets this year. Nice pass from Biddle again. Acree doing a good job getting up the court. Biddle finding him.
Nice board, nice outlet from Kyle Biddle. Good vision, nice finish from Acree. Hubble now, yeah, that's Brody Hubble out in front of the band in the student section. Foul, too much hands on Biddle.
So that was kind of a good example, Jeff, that last possession of how that pressure from Crater can turn into a layup on the other end. But the feast or famine part of it is, on occasion, if somebody's not playing exactly what their role is in that three-quarter court zone trap, then it ends up being a layup on the wrong end of the court, similar to this last one. Oh, not quite. Biddle with a nice block. And another nice pass.
And we got a technical on the Mazama Vikings player. He felt there was too much contact. That's Trevor Anderson. Referee just had enough. The Comets, interesting, had a break and an easy 2 points.
I think that's what Coach Scott is saying right now, Jeff. Coach is like, we'll take the technical, but let's let this play out first, shall we?
Could you wait another second and a half and then call the tech? Because I'd like to have possession, points, and the free throws.
Indeed.
Acree back at the line to shoot the technical here. 3 referee system. I can't remember how many years it's been now since we've adopted that here at the OSAA, going from 2 to 3 refs, but it's certainly nice.
Yeah, I think that we were all fans of it when it happened. I don't know that anybody doesn't like it. I mean, I guess there's some added expense to it, but I think it's an expense that's worth it.
Comets have now taken the lead here, 19-16 here, a minute gone in the second quarter. Acree trying to go back door to
forcing an issue that wasn't quite there. That was a designed play, but I think Mazama read the play out pretty quickly, and Ashton Acree would have been well advised to just hold on. Kind of forcing the issue one more time there on baseline was Acree. It looked like he was trying to split the defense there, and just wasn't quite there.
Again, a decent start here for Coach Ryan Millsap and the Vikings as they make the hour-and-a-half trip over the hill. Last year, Coach Millsap and the Vikings finished 13 on 11. Rebound up again, battle for the board, finally into the hands of Higginson, who's going to get a couple free throws. Last year, Jason, they finished second in league with a 7-2 record, but 13-11 overall.
Right, that was a senior-laden team last year with 6 seniors on that team. That's why we're seeing so many not as familiar faces on the court for the Comets today, including this sophomore, Ben Higginson. Ben Higginson, though, did make the trip to state last year and got some valuable time up in Corvallis with that team that ended up taking 4th.
Into the game, number 20, that's Cody Duckowitz, junior, stands 6'2", wearing number 20. Coach Brian Scott imploring defense. Drive baseline, blocked by Biddle, still going to stay here with the Vikings as Bryce Worrell made a nice move.
I got to tell you, Coach Scott was right there that the visiting Vikings thought he was being double teamed. He had Coach Scott right behind him. He had Ben Higginson right in front of him. He thought he was trapped.
Hubble over to Baker, back to Hubble. Front of the student section now.
Vikings in that familiar motion offense. Comets turning up the heat a little bit on defense.
Turnover on the Vikings as it slips out of Lola Ford's hands.
Crater number 0, Marcus Idiart.
Idiart back into the game for Biddle. On the court for the Comets, Higginson, Acree, Idiart, DeLynn, and Duckowitz. Here's Acree, he'll drive to the right. Back out to Duckowitz. He'll drive to the right as well, going to be knocked away, and travel called before the foul. Again, Coach Brian Scott in his first year here with the Comets, assisted by Matt Martin. Comets a member of the Midwestern League.
Comets currently with an 8-3 record, which is good enough for a 7th ranking, as a kind of a scooping shot there from Marcos Aloha Ford.
21-18 as Acree comes right back. Puts it up with his left, up and in for 2. Ford now looking to break the press. Also number 4, we don't have a name for number 4. Back into Brody Hubble. Here's Ford for the baseline jumper, up and in. So 4 quick points for Ford, keeping the Vikings right in this thing. Idiard up on the left-hand side.
So number 4 is one of the Vikings' 3 sophomores, Jeff. They don't, apparently at Mazama, until you're an upperclassman, they don't put your number on the roster. So the sophomores, that's right. The sophomores don't have numbers yet. They can, I guess they're maybe on a rotating basis. Not sure how that's working.
Baker drives with his left hand. Now Worrell, a long three-pointer. He's going to bank that in over Higginson. That knots it with 4.5 to play here in the second quarter. Everything is straight up 20-23 tie. Idiart to his right, picks up his dribble. Now Acree looks to drive. Nope, he's going to kick it back to Idiart. Duckwitz, now DeLynn. Front of the Viking bench. He'll drive left. A lot of contact. Nothing. Brought down by Baker and a foul by DeLynn.
A little bit of a frustration foul there from Ty DeLynn. He's missed a couple of those little bunny layups like that, Jeff, and you can see a little frustration on his face. Ty DeLynn, a good basketball player. I mentioned before, he's got deep range and he's pretty handy with the ball. He gets to the basket. He's got decent length, and I think he's going to be a good player here for the Comets both this year and next.
7th foul on the Comets. And that'll put Nathan Baker at the line.
You know, this Comets team, Jeff, I mentioned earlier that there's a lot of fresh faces out there. I think this is a team that's maybe still kind of searching for its identity this year. You know, they've had a good season. I mentioned before they've got an overall record of 8-3. But there hasn't been like kind of that one consistent player who's led the team either in points or assists or so on throughout, you know, which in a lot of ways is good because it's hard to game plan against a team like that can score, you know, that has several players that can be their high point scorer. But I think they're kind of looking for that right now to just see how this team's going to shake out.
DeLynn with 23 feet brought down by Biddle. Off the feet of Acree. Back into the game is Cooper Hopkins. DeLynn back with it as Rucker post. Drop off pass to Rucker. He gets blocked. Back to Rucker. Off the backboard into the hands of number 2.
Comets layup woes are still showing as nice block from Acree, leading the charge on the fast break with a nice pass up to Biddle, and just, I'm not sure what their shooting percentage from the paint is in this game, Jeff, but it's not high.
In and out for Tyler Adair. Rebounded by the Comets. Back and forth we go. Vikings up by 1. 3 minutes to go, second quarter.
And a great game from Mazama, number 1. Nikki Shoda in the chair. And back in the game for Crater number 0, Marcus.
Senior Marcus Idiart checking in for DeLynn.
Biddle splits the double team up. Can't get in to go. Rebounded to Worrell. Vikings up court. Turn it over. Biddle now crossing half court with a pass up to Hopkins. Hopkins goes in hard to the ground. No call as he and Worrell collided. Worrell now on the block, steps out.
Worrell is not afraid to let it fly, Jeff, and for good reason. He is definitely a high point man on the night for both Mazama and Crater. I've got him for 15 of Mazama's 26 points.
Idiart out front. He'll take the long 3. Comes up a foot short off the front iron, brought down by the Vikings. Nice half here for the Vikings and Coach Ryan Millsap. The 2-6 Vikings bringing the game here tonight to Central Point. Pass to Worrell. Again, he's feeling it. Up and in with a shot just like last time over Rucker. 28-23 Vikings.
He is not shy about letting go. I mean, and he shouldn't be. He's got a nice looking mid-range jump shot, and they're dropping for him. Coach Scott just looking for the right combination as he puts Ben Higginson in the game again. Kyle Biddle with the rebound, shoveled it off to Marcus Idiart.
Ball taken away from him from the Vikings, but they turn it right back over with 1:05 left here in the second quarter. More substitutions. Higginson in for Rucker.
And I like that substitution, Jeff. We saw Worrell shooting over Rucker, and Ben Higginson is really an excellent defender. To Rucker's dismay, though, Worrell just got substituted out also, so he could tell Coach Scott, I don't think I'm going to have that problem right now, Coach.
Put me back in. Comets inbound now. DeLynn to Acree. Acree to his right. More fouls. That's going to be the 10th team foul here on Mazama. 2 shots for the junior in Acree. I'll remind you, we'll tell you several other times tonight, next broadcast for us will be this Friday. We'll be up in Eugene, actually Springfield, as the Comets take on the Millers of Springfield. Both girls and boys varsity action starting at 5:30 with the girls and the boys then at 7 p.m. So we're looking forward to this Friday, January 6th. Tune in to Table Rock Sports. Up and in for Acree now, draws the lead to just 4 for the Vikings. Nonetheless, Coach Ryan Millsap's going to go into halftime, I think, quite pleased. A lot of half-court pressure, ball up and in. They get it under the basket, fight for it underneath. That's going to definitely be a jump ball. No, a timeout for Coach Ryan Millsap. We'll do the same here with 44 seconds left on the John L. Scott scoreboard. The Vikings 28, the Comets 24.
You an honorably discharged U.S. veteran? If so, did you know that you and your spouse could save approximately $5,000 by taking advantage of using a VA National Cemetery? You and your spouse get a grave or urn space, grave lining, opening and closing, headstone, and perpetual care, all free. Conger Morris can assist you with making all final arrangements and also help with other benefits that you and your spouse are entitled to as a veteran. Call Conger Morris or visit one of the offices.
And welcome back here to Crater High School. 44 seconds left here, second quarter action. Got a non-league game. The Vikings taking on the Comets 4A against 5A tonight early in the season. Comets 8-3, Vikings 2-6. Not showing any of that record here tonight.
No, I like this this Mazama Vikings team, Jeff. Worrell plays with a ton of confidence. Their defense, like I said, they're contesting everything, and they're shooting lights out, frankly.
Pelletier now in front of the Crater Comet student section. He gives it to Baker. Over to number 4. Player to be named later.
We'll just call him the sophomore.
And to Anderson. Anderson back to Pelletier now. 8 seconds left. Here to Adair. And number 2, Trevor Anderson, gets the shot up, doesn't go. Score at the halftime. Vikings 28, Comets 24. I want you to stay tuned for the Medford Parks and Rec halftime report coming up next. We'll be right back here on Table Rock Sports.
It's the first of the month, and that means it's time for a new episode of Traffic Safety First. Hey everyone, I'm Officer Ashwill, and today we are going to discuss merging. This one is at the request of a Facebook follower, Michelle. You asked us to cover it, and we're happy to spread the word. This traffic law actually comes from one of the more simply stated Oregon revised statutes. ORS 811.285 for failure of merging driver to yield right-of-way states, a person commits the offense of failure of a merging driver to yield the right-of-way if the person is operating a vehicle that is entering a freeway or other arterial highway where an acceleration or merging lane is provided for the operator's use and the operator does not look out for and give right-of-way to vehicles on the freeway or other arterial highway. More simply put, this means if you are a driver trying to merge, you must let the drivers go first who are already in the lanes of traffic you are trying to merge into. It is not the job of drivers already on a freeway or highway to yield to mergers. Failure to abide by this traffic law could result in the driver receiving a Class B traffic violation, which carries a minimum fine of $265. And that sums up our episode over merging. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in October for another new episode. Hey everyone, I'm Officer Ashwell, and this is Traffic Safety First. Today we're going to cover a traffic issue that is a common cause of motor vehicle crashes, following too closely. Let's go. Following too closely is covered in ORS 811.485, and violation of this statute constitutes a Class B traffic violation, which carries a fine of $265. But what does following too closely mean? Although the statute itself is pretty self-explanatory, it specifically means driving a motor vehicle so as to follow another vehicle more closely than is reasonable and prudent, while taking into account the speed of other traffic and conditions of the road. It also specifies that trucks, commercial buses, or other motor vehicles towing another vehicle must specifically provide enough space between themselves and another such vehicle so an overtaking vehicle may enter and occupy the space without danger. The same condition applies when vehicles are driving in a motorcade or a caravan. Now that we know what the law states, what's a good rule of thumb to go by to ensure you're driving far enough behind the person in front of you? It's a little difficult to have something that applies to everyone since all cars and drivers are different. However, you should ensure you have enough time to react and get your vehicle to stop without hitting the vehicle in front of you, should that driver have to stop suddenly for any reason. Something to keep in mind is if you're going about 25 miles an hour, you'll want to keep at least 1.5 car lengths between you and the vehicle in front of you. Driving closer than that will likely not give you enough reaction time to prevent a collision. Thanks for watching this episode on Following Too Closely. We'll be back next month with another new episode.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Fuel up for your race day adventures with Pinnacle 365. Pit for your early morning caffeine fix to help you get off to a good start and be rewarded with free motivation. Stay hydrated as you ride into Turn 2. And if fountain drinks are your thing, get your 6th free. Add Crunch to your lunch as you head into Turn 3. Fuel up for the remainder of the race with your Peak Rewards app and save at least 16 cents a gallon. Your daily journey to the winner's circle starts at Pinnacle 365.
The days grow long, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road to Southern Oregon. Your journey begins when you travel Medford.
This is Jake. He's a serious cyclist training for his next race. Each morning, Jake takes his bike on the bus to work. By not owning a car, Jake is saving nearly $1,000 a month in gas, car payments, insurance, and repair. The money he saves allows him to participate in the Race for a Cure for breast cancer. With every ride he takes, he's 1 mile closer to crossing the finish line on behalf of his mom. Way to go, Jake!
There's a time machine that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great. And we need you to know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach.
You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
Don't yell at the refs. They have a hard job.
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role.
So what do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Dear Dad, today was hard. You know how much I love you, and you know how much I love sports. I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports, I love to play, and I love my team. I want us both to enjoy the game, win or lose. But we can't if you always lose your temper. I hope you can cheer for me and the other players. It's about more than just the score. It's about us all enjoying the experience. I hope you can join me for my next game. I really want you to be there. Love, Katie.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
What do you do when you don't know the first step in applying for Social Security disability? It's easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Daily adventures start right here at Pinnacle 365. You'll find exactly what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with crispy, crunchy chicken's mouth-watering chicken and chicken tenders. Wherever your next adventure takes you, we're here to keep you energized throughout the day. And our new Peak Rewards program helps you save money on fuel so you can travel further for less. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
There's a time machine that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Welcome back here to Crater High School. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster and Damian Idiart. We'll see if we've got our official audio back up and 3 mics working as we wait to hear from our spotters out there in the field. But Mazama, a nice half, Jason, 28-24 over the Comets here on the Comets home court.
That was a great half, Jeff. If you're a Mazama Viking, I think you really got to like it. Coach Millsap, 28 points as DeLynn gets a steal right to start the second half. And the bucket.
DeLynn with a steal. It takes it court to court on the left-hand side, up with the right hand. A quick two, just what Coach Brian Scott wanted. Here's Worrell now to Egar, picked up by Schwenk. Starters for the Comets: Biddle, DeLynn, Schwenk, Higginson, and Acree. Here's Schwenk. His goes up, tries to dunk it, can't get it. He's back out. Hopefully he's okay. It can't look.
I think he just injured his pride a little bit on that, Jeff.
Okay.
Because it looks like it's healing.
Worrell from the outside, picked up by Higginson. He had a great first half. DeLynn's pocket is picked by the Vikings. Biddle now with the rebound.
Nice rebound. Pass.
DeLynn takes the drive. He had a man open underneath, and Higginson didn't see him.
Jeff, Bryce Worrell, who missed that last three-pointer, like you said, he had a really nice first half, 17 points to lead all scorers and the Mazama Vikings. And so Mr. Worrell has a green light.
Number 33, Joshua Rucker.
Hey, today's game is brought to you by Schlesinger de Villeneuve, attorneys of practices throughout Southern Oregon and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission. Know Your Role campaign promoting respectful and civil behavior at youth sporting events. 28 all here, Vikings and Comets. Baker to Worrell, top of the key, picked up by Higginson. He's going to stop, roll.
Euro step.
And again, Bryce Worrell just going to work on Ben Higginson. I mentioned that matchup problem the Comets had with Bryce Worrell last half, Jeff, where Josh Rucker was a little undersized with him. Of course, Higginson a little undersized, but I think, again, we talked about Higginson's football experience, and Coach Scott hoping that he would go to that, but Bryce Worrell with a nice crossover and finish, and not able to finish the three-point play.
30-28 in favor of the Vikings here in the third quarter. Double dribble right in front of Coach Brian Scott. That's a turnover, the first of the Comets here in the second half. Comets come in ranked number 7 out of the 32 5A teams in the state. Again, an 8-3 record. Vikings, again, 2-6, ranked 19 of the 31 4A teams in the state. Not playing like it. Jason, 2022 is a great year for Mazama football. Let's talk about that a little bit. 10-1.
Yes, a dominant 4A football team. In fact, they cleaned up on some much bigger schools.
Absolutely. Great football program over there in Klamath. They went into the state playoffs as the number 1 ranked 4A team. They did lose in the quarters to Scappoose, 28-27 in a nail-biter. Eventually, Estacada won the 4A title. Both free throws are short for the Vikings. That's number 2, Trevor Anderson. DeLynn now out 23 feet. Off again. Rebounded by Schwenk. And too much body by Worrell.
I'm going to just go ahead and guess, Jeff, that some of those football players from Mazama's very successful football campaign are also playing basketball here. You know, these kids, they show the athleticism and that toughness that I was talking about earlier that you see from football players a lot. Nice pass there from Biddle into Schwenk. Schwenk not able to finish, but got fouled for his trouble.
Schwenk now at the line for his first 2 tonight. Folks, the Rogue Valley Transportation District invites you to save on car payments, gas, and insurance by riding the bus. Expanded routes and hours will get you there when you need to go. Visit rvtd.org.
Bryce Worrell came out with a bloody nose, Jeff. The coaching staff trying to get on top of that right away. Again, Worrell with 19 points. out of Mazama's 30 points. So the Mazama coaching staff does not want to have him on the bench for long. Looks like they're taking him back to the locker room for some ice.
Schwank up and in for his first shot. We've got Damian Idiart's mic back up. Damian, what a year last year. You and I hung together through the Comets. 23-6 was their overall record. They went to state ranked as the number 6 team in the state, finished with a 5th place trophy. What's the memories that you recall from last year and our travels with the Comets?
Well, last year I felt they were an overachieving group, and they gave us a thrill, that's for sure. I love watching every game.
They did. They had a solid group of seniors, Jason's boy included, and we'll talk a bit more about that. John L. Scoreboard reads Vikings 30, Comets 29. We'll be right back.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
I was only thinking of.
And we're back. A quick commercial here. Glad to have you. 30-29 on the John L. Scott scoreboard here from Crater High School. Got a good matchup here, good non-league matchup as both these teams are priming up and getting ready for the Midwestern League and the Skyline Conference. Set play for the Comets into Schwank with his left hand. Beautiful. Rucker comes flying in for the board to DeLynn. He gets a free look, up and in for 2.
Josh Rucker.
And Jeff, again, I'll keep beating that dead horse, but that's one of the things I really like about Josh Rucker. He's undersized in a lot of ways, not an overwhelming presence, but he is a good offensive rebounder and a good rebounder all the way around. And teams need rebounders. Ashton Acree passed it to the cheerleader on the far left because
like
she was the only one on that side of the court.
Found himself in traffic. Did the junior. Picked up his dribble a bit too early. Like to have that one back. See if he's healthy. Looks like he may have turned his ankle. Ball pressure nearby Idiart, the senior. Can't get it across half court, and Coach Ryan Millsap will call 30-second timeout. We'll do the same here on Table Rock Sports. We'll be right back.
30-second timeout.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Welcome back to Crater High School. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster and Damian Idiart here. We're a couple minutes into the third quarter. Our first game of the year. We're a bit rusty. Thanks for hanging with us here on Table Rock Sports. We've got a long year ahead. Looking forward to a lot of Comet girls and boys action here on Table Rock Sports. Finger roll by Pelletier doesn't go. Idiart has a pick by Pelletier. He's now coming up the right-hand side. And what do you know, he's picked by DeLynn. DeLynn passes it to Biddle, who had already turned his head. It's a turnover, it happens. Schwenk not battling a gear. So back and forth, bit sloppy here. Talk about us being rusty. I think both these teams are
I'm not feeling so bad all of a sudden, Jeff. But, you know, there again, this is the kind of stuff you see early in the season. I know it's not real early in the season, but there's a lot of good stuff to pick out of there too. You know, they're getting out there running. Yeah, there's a miscommunication between DeLynn and Biddle on that, but you know, you can take some of those things. Hopefully you learn from them and turn them into positives here as we go into the regular season.
Hubble, bothered by Acree, now finds himself open, kisses it off the glass, no good. DeLynn, good vision up to Acree, up the left-hand side now for the left-hander. He's going to pass it to Schwenk, up and in for 2. A nice assist from Acree, a great rebound and outlet from DeLynn.
That was a very nice decision from Ashton Acree. He forced the defender to defend him all the way to the basket and then made that pass at just the right time. Another nice pass from Acree up to Idiart. Couldn't tell if the defense got a part of that or if Idiart just got the ball a little bit deep under the basket.
Baker steamrolls into the lane. It's going to be a foul on either Rucker or Schwenk. Take your pick.
I think the official picked Rucker. Looked like he was having a discussion with him. Indeed he did, and based on the smile on Josh Rucker's face, he disagreed with the call, surprisingly.
For almost 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the clear choice in Southern Oregon for your home, vehicle, business needs. Locally owned, family-run, Bill's Glass supports our schools and communities. All right, get this, guys. So Mazama opened in 1966. Massive overcrowding at the only high school, Klamath Union, right?
Right.
It opened as a freshman-only school.
Wow.
580 kids.
580 freshmen?
That's right. And it was just Mazama. There wasn't a high school at that juncture, obviously. So years later, they added sophomores and freshmen, and then eventually in 1979 or 78, I believe. Nice pass into Rucker. Finishes with 2. Full court pressure here by the Comets. 35-31 here in the third quarter.
Oh, won't do that. Got away with one.
Eventually, the high school was named Mazama High School in 1978, and all schools, 9, 10, 11, and 12th graders attended.
So Mazama, of course, being after Mount Mazama, right, which blew its top and later became Crater Lake.
Beautiful. Agar to Baker. Baker up top. Agar in the corner. Pulls it. That's going to come up short. Right back into his hands. Off the field.
Ben Higginson right there, Jeff, made that fatal error of just watching the shot rather than putting a body on his man, and that's something hopefully sophomore Higginson catches on to and make sure that he doesn't make that mistake in the future. You don't want to allow your guy, especially when he's shooting from outside like that, to be able to follow and get his own shot.
On the floor.
There's Rucker again doing the dirty work that he's willing to do. Nice pass for again from Idiart. A couple assists in a row from Idiart.
Jacob Rucker doing the yeoman's work down on the defensive end, getting on the floor, getting the steal into the hands of the senior Idiart, who makes the right decision to DeLynn for the finish of the 2. 37-31 reads the John L. Scott scoreboard. 2:26 left, third quarter.
So, Jeff, we're seeing in the third quarter, these Comets came out with a little more intensity, a little more pressure defensively, and that's starting to show on the scoreboard as they really turn things around in this third quarter. Higginson again, he's a worker. Good hustle back, but he picked up yet another foul, and Ben Higginson. Yeah, I think that's a tough thing when you're a football player, Jeff.
Well, the funny thing is that's the look that his dad Spencer gives me after
we've seen that look before.
Takes off both my hands and morning ball, but we have seen that from
so before. That could be genetic.
Could be. Ben's got a great future here at Crater High.
He is, and a good kid. I mean, he is just a solid, good kid.
Pressured here by Acree. Back door to number 4. He goes up and under. Can't get it to go in the hands of Worrell. He's been quiet this half. Duckowitz fights for it, and he's tackled.
Good fighting.
Well, that was good work by junior Cody Duckowitz. Again, Jeff, I'm saying I'm going to go ahead and call it. Most of these Mazama players, they're football players, and you get football players out there, the game's going to be a little bit more hard-nosed. And so it's good to see Duckowitz hang in there with these guys and fight for the ball.
Is this your type of game, Damien?
Yeah.
Damien
look how skinny
loves this.
everybody is. I'm more on the Rucker spectrum of ball playing.
Jacob.
Damian Idiart, he is a lunch pail guy. He comes here, he clocks in and goes to work when he's playing basketball. He's got that blue-collar body, that blue-collar mentality. He's a Joshua Rucker kind of player.
Jump ball. Possession remains on Crater's end. Little Van Halen strikes up from the Crater High band. You got to love that. 1984. What a year that was.
Indeed.
Damian, I don't know if you can remember that far back. Jason and I certainly
I remember you talking about it every year. Something really good happened to you that year. I don't know what it was.
Well, Van Halen released their album entitled 1984.
Ty DeLynn in front of the bench, out to Acree now, assesses the court. Over to Duckwitz, going to take the long three-point shot. That's pure. Up and in for the junior, number 20, smooth as silk. Give the assist to Acree.
Cody Duckwitz likes that corner three, and he can knock it down with regularity.
Into the game, number 11. That's Marcos Ulia Ford for Coach Ryan Millsap.
Crater's in their grill every single pass.
They are. Like I said, Damien, you're really seeing this defensive intensity, and it's causing problems for these Mazama Vikings.
And that's the type of ball game you're going to see all year long from Coach Brian Scott, defensive-minded coach. Loves the teamwork, the collaboration.
He's an intense coach. You know, Jeff, we've talked a little bit about last year's senior team that made the state run. Damien said they were, what was the term we used, Damien?
Overachievers.
Overachievers. And Brian Scott coached that team when they were sophomores. They had an undefeated year as sophomores. And he taught them a lot about, I think, their ability to play together as a team, their defense. And so he actually, even though he wasn't a part of that team, I think he deserves a lot of credit for what that team, they're overachieving last year.
And a correction on my behalf, I said they finished with a 5th place trophy. It was actually a 4th place trophy last year as they went 2-1 in the state tournament.
I think that tied a previous Crater High School record too, so a record tying year at 4th place. And again, Brian Scott, he actually coached them as freshmen and as sophomores, so he really had an effect on their early years in high school.
Drive doesn't go for Acree, but a great rebound for the junior in Duckowitz. Goes up, can't get the shot to go, but gets a couple shots here at the charity stripe up for his second here attempt. In and out for Duckowitz, so 3 points on the night for Cody. Fifth personal foul on the Comets.
Marcus Idiart's second foul. But again, you're seeing that kind of stuff, Jeff, with this increased defensive intensity. I think that Coach Scott can live with those kind of fouls because, again, from Duckowitz, look at that hustle, save the ball just in time, but now Mazama's got numbers.
There's Roel up and with it, now Ford with it. A lot of contact, no call, 2 points. 33 for the Vikings, 41 for the Comets as we end at the end of the third quarter. Idiart with the floater, can't get it to go. 6 seconds left, Ford crosses half court. Ford nearly gets that to go as the end of the third quarter on the John L. Scott scoreboard. The Crater Comets 41, Mazama Vikings 33. We'll be right back for fourth quarter action.
Any phone you want.
Any one I want?
Any phone you want.
Say cheese.
Connection is the greatest gift of all.
Mama.
At US Cellular, we're offering any phone free for new and current customers.
New and current customers get any phone free at Siskiyou Cellular, the Rogue Valley's exclusive authorized agent for U.S. Cellular. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Welcome back to Crater High School. Fourth quarter action just about ready to start. 41-33, Comets over the Vikings. A hard-fought effort for the Vikings and Coach Ryan Millsap tonight.
Indeed, Jeff. We'll see if the Comets can keep up the kind of pressure they did in the third quarter. They certainly won the third quarter. And if they do that again, it's going to be tough. Well, that's a good way for, that's one of our sophomores, right?
It's one of our sophomores, no name. Number 3. That's Diego Moya.
Yep.
Beautiful shot.
Apologies to Diego.
Duckowitz gets blocked on the baseline. Recovered by the Vikings, but they turn it over as the ball hit the baseline.
So other than those 3 unnamed or 3 no-numbered sophomores, Jeff, we've got 1 junior in Marco Suluo Ford, and all the rest are seniors for Mazama. Designated inbound play to get Ty DeLynn a 3-point attempt. Josh Rucker and Marcus Idiart tied up Diego Moya for another turnover from the Comets. So we're seeing this defensive pressure staying on for the Comets in the fourth quarter.
44-35 now. Man-to-man pressure by the Vikings. On the floor for the Comets, Duckowitz, Rucker, Acree, Idiart, and DeLynn, who just hit that long-range 3-pointer. Acree now with a screen to his right. Drives right, puts it up with his left, up and in for 2. Seems like he's done that a few times.
Yeah, that's one of his patent moves.
First bucket of this half, giving him 12 points on the night for Ashton Acree. And that is, I agree with Damien, Acree loves that drive to the basket. He's a lefty and he likes going to the basket from that right side. He creates a little space with his body and likes to kiss it off the backboard like we just saw.
22, Ty DeLynn. His third.
Worrell at the line now for 2. Hey folks, make sure you visit a Tap Rock Northwest Bar and Grill on the banks of the Rogue River. It's included after every next Caveman game. First class food and a new menu awaits you at Tap Rock in Grants Pass. I've been there.
It's good
That's
food.
a great place to eat.
You guys been on the jet boats?
Yes.
Yeah.
You've done
right
that?
there where the jet boats take off. Good food.
Wow.
Great atmosphere right there on the river.
Rucker with the board. Here's Idiart up the left side. Acree double teamed. Gets it to Rucker as a release valve. He's double teamed now. Back in the corner to Acree. Timeout called by Coach Brian Scott. He wants a full one. Let's talk about it, fellas. We're going to do the same. Score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. The Comets up 10, 46-36.
What do you do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Get ready for winter's snowy, icy, slippery roads at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up on over 100 quality pre-owned trucks and SUVs, and every pre-owned 4x4 and all-wheel drive in stock is sale price. Many are still under factory warranty or come with our 60-day, 3,000-mile comprehensive used vehicle warranty. And our finance experts are ready to help with a quick, easy, and hassle-free process with great finance options. Be safe, warm, and secure this winter. Get to the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
So what do you do when you get injured on the job and need to know your rights with workers' compensation? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Coming back here in fourth quarter action, 6:29 left on the score clock. Comets now up by 10. Tough battle from the Vikings. Biddle is checked in. He's joined by Duckowitz, Rucker, Acree, and Idiart. Biddle in front of his bench. Shot off the back iron, brought down by a Geyer. He looks like Curly Neal out there with some tricks with the ball, and he finally picks it up. Back to his point guard and Moya.
Thought he was going to go down to his knees and dribble around there for a minute. Looked like he may have dribbled it off his heel for a second. Worrell still with the green light. Idiar with the block.
Aguirre picked up by Duckwitz. He'll drive into the lane. He's tripped, going to have a couple shots. Foul on number 20. That's Cody Duckowitz. I believe his first.
Fouls on number 20, Cody Duckowitz.
So a good mix of classmen here for Coach Brian Scott. He's got 4 seniors on the team, 5 juniors, and of course 3 sophomores, all of which see considerable time on the court. Nice balance.
That's one of the things I've noticed about Coach Scott, Jeff, is he's a game planning coach. You know, he'll rotate players in until he's got a combination that seems to be working well, and he kind of watches the flow of the game, and so you'll see that a lot, I think, this year, Jeff, and probably the entire time Coach Scott coaches at Crater. He likes to rotate players in, see who gets the feel for the game, and then he'll let them play for a while.
Geyer up and in with both free throws, 46-38. Still have a ball game as the spread is just 8. Acree now double teamed. Going to drive right through it. Eventually the foul here on Moya.
Fouls on number 3, Diego Moya. His second.
Mazama High School has a student body of 730 students. Again, a 4A school in the Skyline Conference. Pass into Rucker. Going to be fouled on the floor, I believe. Comets have a student body of over 1,500, one of the larger 5A schools in the state.
I'm glad that he decided not to kick that out for the 3. That was a good. He knew he was going to pick up the foul on that, so I'm glad he didn't shoot that out there.
It was a good inlet pass. Rucker wide body went right to his chest. Quick pass, right? Player doesn't have the opportunity to reach around and tip that away.
Josh Rucker is a good back to the basket kind of post player, Jeff. Again, he uses his body well. He's kind of a power dribble and a couple of moves, good footwork.
Duckowitz picks up a Geyer out to Worrell. He's picked up by DeLynn.
Coach Scott really encouraging that pressure defense again from the Comets, and that is what's given the Comets their 46-38 lead. So Coach Scott just really imploring them to keep on that tough defense.
Let him play, ref. Let him play.
Pelletier fouled by Cody Duckowitz. His second. That's the 18th foul on the Comets, so still a one-on-one here for the Vikings.
Duckowitz did seem surprised at that foul. He thought he was just trailing his guy, and kind of caught a little too much contact from the Mazama Viking.
Biddle pushing it up the court. Acree on the right-hand side. Dribbles it to the elbow. He's double-teamed. Kicks it out to DeLynn with 5 minutes left here, fourth quarter. DeLynn drives it in, kicks. Shot up by Acree, comes up short. Rebounded by Drell. We're going to run out of fouls here, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's the Crater Comets have a deep bench, and they may need it tonight.
Of course, that's only the first on Acree, as I say, run out of fouls. So it just feels like it, right?
It does feel like it. It feels like it's. How long is this game so far?
Right.
Yeah, again, I said it before, it's this defense intensity, and you're really seeing it from both sides, Jeff. Mazama Vikings turning up their defense too.
Comet girls travel tonight over to Mazama. Come in with a record of 7-4. They're on a 5-game win streak. Head coach Scott Dipple off to another promising year for the Comet girls.
Just ball belongs to Crater.
Again there, Jeff. Play. Yeah, it really was, wasn't it, Damien? Rucker came all the way across the key and tied Worrell up, and quickly too.
Yeah.
For that turnover. Jump ball equaling a turnover.
That's good.
Tied DeLynn getting heated up.
Ty DeLynn up and in for 3, assist to Biddle. Pelletier drives it to the left-hand side. Here's a Geyer. Goes up and in for 2. Quick feet from McGuire.
Slow on the help there.
49-40 now. Comets up, 4 minutes to go, fourth quarter.
And that is a weakness that I've seen from this Crater Comets team, Jeff. This, really the perimeter defense. They get too many opportunities.
What's he gonna do?
Rucker lowered his shoulder a little too much.
That's all right. It was a good play. I like that one.
It was. That was one of our sophomores for Mazama. He might be thinking about that one for a while. I don't think he had to flop.
Coach Scott saying, "What for? What for? What did you do that for?" I think you'd like them to be patient on offense so they can keep scoring every.
Yep, for sure. Well, and I think that would have worked fine for Josh Rucker if that would have been a big guy that was right behind him. But he had a guy that weighs 120 pounds behind him. He's going to go flying.
And straight up, nice D. Ooh, good shot.
Yep. Bryce Worrell doing Worrell things.
7-point game here with 3.5 left in the fourth quarter. 49-42. Ball in the hands of Idiart. Too much hands by number 4. Mass substitutions from Ryan Millsap. Higginson to check in for the Comets, as well as Schwank substituting Rucker and Duckowitz. Coach Ryan Millsap thinks again on his 3 substitutions and pulls them back closer to the bench.
Crucial free throw miss for Marcus Idiard. I think this is, with the 7-point lead here, the Comets really need to break this lead open a little bit, or Mazama could hang in there and surprise them at the end of this game.
Yeah, those missed free throws are like a turnover.
Yeah, especially I think those fourth quarter free throws for just that kind of stuff. Little elbow jump shot. All of a sudden we got a 5-point game.
Stick with us, folks. 2:50 left, fourth quarter. Comets up 49-44. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Are you an honorably discharged U.S. veteran? If so, did you know that you and your spouse could save approximately $5,000 by taking advantage of using a VA National Cemetery? You and your spouse get a grave or urn space, grave lining, opening and closing, headstone, and perpetual care, all free. Conger Morris can assist you with making all final arrangements and also help with other benefits that you and your spouse are entitled to as a veteran. Call Conger Morris or visit one of the offices. Are you an honorably discharged U.S. veteran? If so, did you know that you and your spouse could save approximately $5,000 by taking advantage of using a VA National Cemetery? You and your spouse get a grave or urn space, grave lining, opening and closing, headstone, and perpetual care, all free. Conger Morris can assist you with making all final arrangements and also help with other benefits that you and your spouse are entitled to as a veteran. Call Conger Morris or visit one of the offices.
Welcome back here to Crater High School. 2:50 left, fourth quarter action. Comets lead is dwindling. Got it to as high as 10 here in the fourth quarter, and now it's down to 5 and 49-44. Double teamed is Ty DeLynn. A little too much body from Anderson. That will be the 9th team foul on the Vikings. Still 1-on-1 for DeLynn.
So, Jeff, I'm not usually one of those guys who says let the boys play. I know Damien is, but I'm going to say that for tonight. Both these teams have been playing really good, hard-nosed defense, and I think sometimes you've got to let the boys play. I thought right there, Mazama had a nice trap going, and my opinion, the official kind of bailed DeLynn out on that because
it was a quick whistle.
It was a quick whistle. And that's on both sides. I'm not saying that I want to see one team called more strictly than the other, but both teams are playing really good defense. Higginson spotted DeLynn on the other side. Coach Scott upset with the pass. I personally didn't dislike the pass.
I thought it got tipped.
Yeah, it did get tipped, and then DeLynn had his hand up, and then he let it down just in time to just barely touch it. Again, I don't mind that pass. I don't like seeing real passive offense when you're only up by 6. But, it's, I guess, Coach Scott's point is it was still a turnover.
2:20 left. Gary has it picked up by Schwenk here on the left-hand side. Screen from Worrell. Drives into the lane. He's triple teamed. Baker now back to Worrell. He'll go up with a three-pointer. Great rotation off the back iron. Picked up by Baker.
It's such a good-looking shot.
Anderson now to Worrell. Drives in.
Nice
Biddle with the block. Biddle got a lot of ball, but he got a little ball. So Worrell to the line to shoot 2. Just a second foul on Kyle. Looking here at the Crater bench, there's one player that doesn't suit up, and I know talking before the game to Coach Brian Scott, I can't wait to get him back. It's a 2 to 3 week process. Jason, tell me a little bit about Scott Price.
Scott Price, valuable wide receiver for the Crater Comets. I was actually talking to his dad right before the game. He had a break in his wrist during football. I think it was in their last game of the season, and it looked like when they looked at it after they took the cast off, Jeff, they weren't completely comfortable that it had healed, and so they recently ordered an MRI.
We've got a game here, gentlemen.
Yes, we do. 50-46. At any rate, long story short with Scott Price is he could be available soon. It might be within the next week or 2. Oh, a costly turnover from Kyle Biddle. I think unwisely tried to dribble out of that trap rather than just pass it to the release guy.
Just hold it way up high. He's so tall, no one would have touched it.
Still dribbling it in front of Marcus Idiart. There we go. Now we got the 2 point guards.
Well, we'll see how long the point guards handle it. They've been kicking it down to the bigger men here earlier. My game would just be to handle it out here in the front court with these 2 quick players. Yep. Timeout by Coach Brian Scott. He may just do that. 50-46 here with 1:15 left. We'll be right back here from Crater High School.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
What do you do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Get ready for winter's snowy, icy, slippery roads at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up on over 100 quality pre-owned trucks and SUVs, and every pre-owned 4x4 and all-wheel drive in stock is sale priced. Many are still under factory warranty or come with our 60-day, 3,000-mile comprehensive.
Welcome back here at Crater High School. 1:15 left. Comets up by 4, 50-46. They're in possession. Both teams in the double bonus here on out. Ty DeLynn to inbounds it. He finds Idiart into the corner. Turns it over as a hot pass to Biddle at the elbow. Vikings now on the move. Down just 4. Tipped away. Tipped back into the hands of Akery. Tipped away again. Tipped back into the hands of the Vikings.
Potato.
A minute left. Here's Worrell with nice arms. He drains it.
Shooting the ball.
A 3-point shot from Worrell. Coach Ryan Millsap wants a full timeout as Worrell has come out here in the fourth quarter and bring the Vikings single-handedly back into this game. The Comets can't seem to hold on to the rock. 57 seconds left. We're going to reset here with a full timeout. Comets up 1, 50-49.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
We're back here at Crater High School. 57 seconds left, 50-49. Comets with possession. Vikings full court press. A three-point shot just made by Worrell. He's had a game tonight. Ball into the hands of Delin. Delin up to Biddle. Biddle to a jump shot. Gets it in the hand as a senior. Now to Delin. Now to Acree. A lot of contact, no call. Now to Idiart, both left-handers. He finds himself triple team, taken away by Worrell. Up the court, here comes Anderson, right over Acree.
Ashton Acree with the big charge. And Mazama's begging for the basket. Will they get it? Do you get 2 points when you are called for a player control foul on a layup?
Anderson, a beautiful shot, a floating shot, let the ball go before the contact made clearly, in my opinion. Acree, a smart decision to take the charge 100%. Underneath the hoop.
It was the right decision.
Unlike college and unlike the pros, there's no semicircle underneath that hoop where you have to be so far out.
I just felt like he got the shot off before he created the contact.
I think he did, and I guess that was my question is, does an official ever award the basket on a layup on a player control foul? And Jeff Lang's telling me I don't think that's possible because that's the whole purpose for the player control foul, right?
I agree. I haven't seen it in high school.
I don't know.
Delin.
Like you say, there's no charge circle.
Come on, boys.
All right.
Free throws in the fourth quarter could be what haunt these Crater Comets.
Let's reset it here. 33 seconds left. Comets up by 1. Delin with one more free throw.
So interestingly, Jeff, Coach Scott not going to Cooper Hopkins for the defense.
Delin misses both free throws. Coach Ryan Millsap wants a timeout with 28 seconds left. So let's keep it right here, Damian.
Okay.
Now this is a full timeout. We'll come back after 30 seconds. We'll break down. We'll be right back here on Table Rock Sports.
Timeout, Mazama.
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great. And we need you to know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
Don't yell at the refs. They have a hard job.
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role.
All right, we're back here at Crater High School. Jason, 28 seconds left. If you're Coach Ryan Millsap, you've got the ball, you're down by 1. What are you looking for here?
Oh, I am looking for Bryce Worrell for my first, second, third, and fourth option, Jeff. Now, if you're the Comets, you're going to deny Worrell the ball and force somebody else to beat you. You have to. And so they've got Ty Delin guarding him. Ball goes to Worrell. He shoots it early. And they give up an offensive board at an untimely chance.
I thought he stepped out way earlier than that, but he gave them
a double dribble.
No, he stepped on the line, I think.
Oh, he stepped on the line. Okay.
So just as you said, Jason, the ball went to Worrell. He took a long three. It came up short.
So I'm letting Worrell shoot it if I'm Mazama, but I don't want him shooting it from 25 feet, Jeff.
We've got to draw the foul here. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Good.
All right, so Marcus Idiart, the
He'll drain these. He's going to drain these.
So Marcus Idiart, he's the senior point guard, the leader of this team. And if ever he needed a free throw, Jeff Lang, it's right now. They lead by 1. There's enough time for Mazama to get another shot, and they could conceivably get a three-pointer out of this. So he needs to make both of these.
Those of you that hear Damien saying he's talking about his nephew. This is Marcus Idiart on the line.
He means our family.
So it literally is Damien and Marcus at the free throw line at the moment. And as you can hear, Damien's not happy, as well as many Crater onlookers here. Viking fans seem to be fine with it. 17 seconds left here. 1 point lead for the Comets, who can't make a free throw.
Nope. They missed a lot of free throws in the fourth quarter.
Aguirre drives. Here's Anderson. Looks good. Off the back iron. Aguirre with 6 seconds left. Goes up baseline. Short. No good. Into the hands. Scrum down on the baseline. Comes up into the hands of the Comets.
Oh, my goodness, Jeff.
As time runs out.
Almost got that ball. The referees are running off the court.
Hunter Schwank comes up with it after 3 attempts by the Vikings. A valiant effort by the Vikings to come down with that, but to no avail. They come away with a 1 point loss and an hour and a half painful ride home, but nothing to not be proud about if you're a Mazama Vikings tonight.
Yeah, I think the Mazama Vikings should feel really good about the way they acquitted themselves against the 5A number 7 ranked Crater Comets.
We're going to take a break here on TableRockSports.net. We'll come right back with the player of the game here. Stick right with us here. 50-49 win for the Comets.
What do you do when you don't know the first step in applying for Social Security disability? It's easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Daily adventures start right here at Pinnacle 365. You'll find exactly what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with Crispy Crunchy Chicken's mouth-watering chicken and chicken tenders. Wherever your next adventure takes you, we're here to keep you energized throughout the day. And our new Peak Rewards program helps you save money on fuel so you can travel further for less. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
There's a time machine that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great. And we need you to know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
Don't yell at the refs. They have a hard job.
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role.
So what do you do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
You an honorably discharged U.S. veteran? If so, did you know that you and your spouse could save approximately $5,000 by taking advantage of using a VA National Cemetery? You and your spouse get a grave or urn space, grave lining, opening and closing, headstone, and perpetual care, all free. Conger Morris can assist you with making all final arrangements and also help with other benefits that you and your spouse are entitled to as a veteran. Call Conger Morris or visit one of the offices.
Any phone you want.
Any one I want?
Any phone you want.
connection is the greatest gift of all.
Mama.
At US Cellular, we're offering any phone free for new and current customers.
New and current customers get any phone free at Siskiyou Cellular, the Rogue Valley's exclusive authorized agent for US Cellular. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
And we're back here at Crater High School. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster and Damian Idiart, and we have our player of the game here. This is Josh Rucker, a junior that stands 6'2" for the Crater Comets in his second season here with the Comets. Glad to have you with us, Josh. What a barn burner that was.
Oh, yeah. Definitely have some things to work on, but it was a good game.
Yeah, 50-49, a kind of a barn burner the whole way through from these Mazama Vikings. What was the plan kind of going in to the game from Coach Brian Scott? What was the pregame talk about?
Just to come out and isolate and give them perfection and get better day by day.
It was a very physical game, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Very physical.
Speaking of physical, Josh, tell us a little bit about what your role is. You're a junior starter on this Crater Comets team. How do you view your role as a Crater Comet?
I would say my role is as like the big man to set screens mainly and get some rebounds and get my other teammates open.
Right on. So doing some of the dirty work, the blue-collar type stuff. Do you enjoy that role?
Yes, I love it. I love being physical.
You obviously have watched basketball probably all your life. Are there players in the pros or the college that you kind of like or emulate your game after?
I forgot his name, but Michael Jordan had this player that Dennis Rodman.
Oh, yeah.
I'm familiar with the Worm.
I could see that.
Yeah. That's in fact, he was just that kind of guy. He didn't care if he got any points. He wanted rebounds. He wanted some assists. He wanted to do whatever he had to do for his team. I like what you're saying there.
Definitely.
Seems like you know your role, Josh. You have great footwork down there on the block. You set good screens. You roll to the bucket. You're a good teammate. Anytime that ball's on the floor for a scrum, you're the first one there. You had some critical turnovers that you caused in the first half for sure. Comets come away with the win at 50-49. Josh Rucker's our player of the game. Josh, what high school here at Crater do you go to?
I go to Renaissance.
Actually, yeah. All right. You got a teacher that you want to shout out to? Who's your favorite teacher here at Crater High?
He's a freshman and sophomore teacher, but his name is Weiskopf.
Yeah, of course.
Best teacher I've ever had.
What does he teach?
It's like a block class, so he teaches English, history, and science.
All right, very good. Do you play any other sports here at Crater High?
No, I do not.
You do not. All right. Favorite memories so far this year? You're only, 10, 11 games in?
I would definitely say our Bend trip last week.
Yeah? Talk to me about that.
We went 2-1. The first game we came out not ready, not prepared, and we kind of got blown out. But after that, we executed, and we won the loser's bracket. But
that's right.
It was fun. A lot of great memories. We definitely got a lot closer.
Well, he's just a junior. He's got a lot more memories to make. An early win here for the Comets as they come away with a 50-49 win. This is our player of the game, Josh Rucker. Thank you for stopping by. We'll see a lot of you this year. Take care, my friend.
You as well. Thank you for having me.
All right. Comets, again, come away with a 50-49 win here on TableRockSports.net. Again, thanks for sticking with us here. Rusty broadcast for us. We'll iron things out, get things much better. The next game for the Mazama Vikings as they host North Bend this Friday. They'll make it a long trip from the coast. The Comets, again, will travel up I-5 and play Springfield at 7 p.m. The girls will also play up in Springfield at 5:30. Both games will be on TableRockSports.net, and we'll have that here for you. Any closing thoughts here, Jason, as we say goodnight on the 3rd here of January from Crater High?
My closing thought is for the Crater Comets. I hope Coach Scott gets his team to the free throw line and tells them they better be working on their free throws. Free throws. That's what this game came down to tonight, Jeff. They caused themselves way more heartburn than they needed to, but look forward to this season.
Very good. Hey, we'd like to thank you for watching tonight's live streaming action. We'd like to thank Crater High School Athletic Director Dave Hurd for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Night on TableRockSports.net and tonight's broadcast. Special thanks to head coaches Ryan Millsap and Brian Scott. Our next Table Rock Sports production will be this Friday at 5:30, then at 7 for the Crater girls and boys at Springfield. Again, the final score here at the John L. Scott scoreboard, a barn burner. We hope the rest of the season's like this. 50-49 in favor of the Comets. This has been a special presentation of Table Rock Sports. Our executive producer is Joe Brett with Jason Brewster, Damian Idiart. I'm Jeff Lang saying thanks for watching and good night from Crater High School in Central Point, Oregon.